Means, by definition, and this is the fifth element of the idea of human action, and it is also essential for understanding economics, means, by definition, must be scarce. What do we intend to communicate when we say that means must be scarce? Scarcity is also a subjective concept determined by the actor. What we mean is that the actor believes the means available to him or her are not sufficient to accomplish all the ends the actor is pursuing. Therefore, scarcity, 1, is a subjective concept, and 2, cannot be measured or quantified from the outside. I am going to give you an example. Let us imagine that I have a leather pouch that contains 1 grain of sand from a beach in Japan. Someone could say, that is extremely scarce, because in all of Spain there is only that 1 grain. But if there is no one who subjectively demands or appreciates that grain of sand, it is not scarce. Means which are not scarce are not means. They are not means because the actor does not even take them into account when he or she acts. To put it another way, where there is no scarcity, in subjective terms, there is no human action. Air is absolutely necessary for us to breathe. If someone sealed off this room so that no fresh air could get in, the room would fill up with carbon monoxide and we would die. But right now, as we are performing our actions, I as a professor and you as students taking notes, is anyone concerned about the air? It is simply that none of us subjectively views the air as scarce today, in this historical concept, right now, here in class. We just breathe. We give no thought to the air as an economic good. We just use it. No one is compelled to save air, but circumstances could change. It could be that one of you has eaten fabada, bean stew. You are from Germany. Are you familiar with fabada? Well, you see, this dish tends to be rather heavy to digest, so it increases the probability of a certain disruption of body processes. And if that happens, it is enough to spread a kind of sickly, sweet, disgusting odor through part of the classroom. And the people sitting there, who just a moment ago considered the air an overabundant good and took no account of it when acting, begin to get nervous. Some of them move to another seat, and there are actions. Because now, in this context, air begins to be scarce. In fact, the set of scarce goods is not given, but has constantly changed throughout history. Curiously, it is when a good becomes scarce that it becomes the focus of human entrepreneurship. This is when creativity awakens and the horn of plenty overflows. It is when the process of wealth creation is fruitful. Back when people lived in the caves of Altamira 50,000 years ago in the Spanish region of Cantabria, almost everything in Cantabria was a free good, except for the cave and maybe the women, etc. Everything was overabundant. Water, bison, land. However, if you go to Cantabria today, you will see that absolutely everything is scarce. The land is divided into small farms, and everything is private property. What has happened? During the time of the Altamira caves, there were maybe 500 inhabitants in Cantabria. How many are there today? 1 million. Today, all resources are scarce, but precisely because they are scarce, we have set our ingenuity in motion, and there is much more production and wealth. The standard of living is much higher, and the population is much larger than 50,000 years ago. When we study environmental theory, and we see that the market is what best protects the environment, we will examine this process. The process through which civilization develops is as follows. An ever-increasing number of goods which were not considered scarce before become scarce. They enter the economic sphere. They enter the sphere of needs or allocation in terms of entrepreneurial creativity and property rights through the market process. Goods which are not scarce are called, be sure to take note, free goods, or conditions of human well-being that are given or taken for granted. In any case, people never consider these goods when acting.